Hello, and welcome to the What's New video for Compressed 2019 Build 7910. My name is Matt Hyland and I'm the General Manager here at Codeware. Today, I'm going to take you through some of the new features that we've added into Compress. So let's get started. So one of the first things I want to talk about is something that we've received a lot of user input from in the last couple of months has to do with couplings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this heat exchanger file here from my demonstration vessel today. And I'm going to open up N8, you'll see right here on the shell. So just right click on it and open up the coupling. So on the nozzle dialog, when you select a coupling, down on the bottom right, you can now specify it as radial, tilted, or offset. So if you have to do a hillside coupling, you can simply select offset and put the value in that has to be offsetted that way. Now, one of the other things we did with the couplings is that since we've made this change to allow you to offset it, we've also added more coupling types for you. So for example, you'll notice up here at the top under coupling type, we have our full and half coupling, but there's also an option for a boss as well as a manufacturer standard. Now, this is very beneficial if you've got these small attachments that are connected with an outside fillet weld only. But just to kind of allude a little bit more, go into what is a manufacturer standard coupling, and it really comes out of the ASME B1611, where it says fittings with special dimensions, threads, or counterbores may be made by agreement between the manufacturer and purchaser. When such fittings meet all the stipulations of this standard, they shall be considered in compliance therewith, provided they are appropriately marked. So that's the definition out of B1611 for this. So when you go through the dialog, as you can see I selected an outer fillet weld only, you can now put your small attachments on with a single fillet weld. So we've made those updates for you for the coupling. So we've allowed you to specify them hillside or offset, and we've given you two new coupling types as well. Now the next thing I want to show you is has to do with the saddles. We've added in some slotted holes for you. So I'll just rotate underneath this heat exchanger, and you can see here you have two fixed holes for the front saddle and two slotted for the rear saddle. Now these will get translated into our solid model, so if you're taking advantage of our Codeware interface and you want to export to say SolidWorks, these hole dimensions will be cut in the saddle base plate when you export it. But let's just right click on the saddle and go through the dialog since we're here. So the bolts will be specified on the second page under the bolting section right here. There'll be an option for the number of bolts you'd like to add per saddle, and then what saddle you'd like the slot to be located on. So you can specify either right or left, and you can specify the slot length as well. And once you click OK, the slot lengths will be modeled there for you. So those are some of the new features we've added for the general compressed user. This applies if it's a vessel or a heat exchanger. Those options are now available. Now I'm going to talk specifically for the heat exchanger folks for the next two features. And one of the things that we've added in are the material schemes. So many of you know in previous builds we've added the material scheme a little while ago, but you can now specify for heat exchangers. So if you have a material scheme for a tube side or a material scheme for the shell side, you can now specify it as you would for a regular pressure vessel. And just simply select the material scheme from the specification sheet data pane and select the material scheme you'd like to use. Now the next thing I'm going to show you, and this actually we're going to open up a new heat exchanger file, so I'm going to simply go to the file menu, select new, and select heat exchanger. We're beginning to revamp the heat exchanger dialog and allow you guys to specify the configuration up front. So as you can see, you've got the TEMA configurations available for you on the first page here. So one thing that's interesting, you can go in, you can select from the pull down list, like so, or a really cool way of doing it and a very effective way is this TEMA type is certainly defaulted to an AEL exchanger type. But if I highlight this and I say let's do a BEM, I'll type in BEM and I just hit tab on my keyboard, notice how the front and rear channels have changed to bonnets. So it's already picking up what type you want to have. So you can just simply type in the TEMA type and it will select the appropriate configuration for you. So I'm just going to click next through here because I want to show you something else that we've done as well. And I just have to get to the tube sheets page. So once you arrive on the tube sheets page, one thing that we've also done is, since we can specify step tube sheets and compress, when you click on the specify step tube sheet, we've revamped this dialog. So we've made it a little bit easier to read so you can actually see the dimensions more clearly between the flange and the tube sheet. You can see the gasket, and you can make adjustments here, and this image that you see will resize accordingly as well. So that should help when you're doing your tube sheet configuration, sizing, fitting, things like that. So that's been added in there as well. So those are some of the productivity enhancements we've made for you. Now, if you'd like a full listing of all the features that we've added in here, simply come up to the Help menu and select View History. This will take you to our history document, where you'll see a full listing of all the maintenance fixes we've done, as well as all the new features with technical write-ups on all of them as well. Or if you want to see another demonstration or further questions, you can always email sales@codeware.com or call us at 941-927-2670. I'd like to thank you for watching this short video, and have a wonderful day.